All right, so when we're talking about what we play at the drum set, there's two things that drummers do. Do you know what they are? Drummers play grooves and drummers play fills. Oh, where are my manners? I'm John, and this is Become a Drummer, beginner lesson number 8. We're talking about fills today. Right, I'm sure you've heard versions of grooves and versions of fills. The groove is where you're keeping the beat, and that's what drummers play most of the time. But occasionally, you do hear the drummers go around. Those are the fills, and it's usually to signal some sort of change in the music. Now, to get into the fill, we're going to start with our groove. So, follow along with me. Let's play this. Just that beat. I'll count you off. Just play along with me and follow along, because we'll start throwing some stuff in that will lead us to our fills. 1, 2, ready, groove, and... All right, let's get that going. And focus on our snare drum right now. Now, I'm not going to count. We're just going to focus on our snare drum. I'm going to make some silly sounds, so bear with that. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. Now watch what I'm going to do with. I'm going to change the snare a little bit. Huh. Ha. Ha. Huh. Ha. Ha. Copy that. Copy that. Ha. Ha. Huh. Ha. Ha. Are you playing it with me? You're just doubling up the hi-hat there on the snare drum. All right, I'm going to make a small change. So watch and then try to copy. Moving it to the floor tom. All right, I'm gonna throw in a crash after that. You get it yet? Keep going, keep going. So believe it or not, but those two ha-has that we were playing, that can be considered a fill. So you just played your first fill. So we're going to continue doing something similar to that, but we're going to take a small detour just to gain another skill that will help us in the future. So what we're going to do is play the groove and just count the kicks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to 1. So we'll count to 4. We'll repeat it, but we'll go back to 1. Now, we're not counting the beat. We're counting our kicks. The note value would be the half note. We would actually be counting half notes there. But don't really worry about that. We'll count the kicks and we'll count up to 4. And then we're going to go back to fills, I promise. So 1, 2, ready and play. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. If you need practice counting the kicks, just try it on your own for a little bit. The reason is because we are going to use those counts to help us throw in the fill. We'll do that unison bop, bop, or the ha-ha on the fourth one. So just as a demonstration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that was just a demonstration. I'll count off so we can try it together. 1, 2, ready and play. And 2, 3, 4. Ha ha. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could try that fill on other drums. You don't have to play the ha-ha like this. You know, you could play it on the tom, like that. You could play down the toms. I'll do a quick demonstration of that. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and experiment. You can play any drum you want, really. So we'll put that on the shelf, and then we're going to work on something a little different. We're going to learn this one by ear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now that is not how you count that rhythm. If we were counting it as 16th notes and 8th notes, it would be 1 E and a 2 and. Or if you're later in the measure, 3 E and a 4 and. So what we'll want to do is to be able to play regular 8th notes and then jump into that rhythm and keep our sense of time going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 4 notes on the hi-hat, and then I'm going to play that rhythm on the snare drum, like this. Really, those 4 notes are 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and. That's how you would count that. So let's try that together. So 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4. Last one. Okay, so now we're going to add more to those 8th notes on the hi-hat. We're actually going to play the beat. So those would be the 4 notes. All right. That was just a demonstration. I'll count it off for you, and we'll play it together. 1, 2, ready and go, and. Okay, so if we're going to play that as a fill, we're going to want to end it with a crash. We'll do this loosely. So just something like that. Okay. You do that a couple times just to get used to the crash. Now we'll play the groove, that fill, with the crash. I'll demonstrate it really quick, and then I'll count it off for us to do it together. We'll play that set of stuff. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1, 2, ready, play. 2, ready, play. 1, 2, ready and play. And 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 'So we'll just add just an intermediate step here. So after the crash, get to the snare drum part. So I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. So 1, 2, ready and play. Yeah. One, 2, ready and play. And 1 more time. 1, 2, ready and play. And for the next step, let's count our kicks again. We'll count our kicks just like we did earlier in the video, like this. 1, 2, 3, and then right on 4 is where you would start that fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and then we'll keep going like that. So I'll count it off and let's try it. We're going to just keep looping it. 1, 2, ready and play. And 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'And of course, you can take this rhythm and you can play it in different ways around the drum set. So let's do the same routine where we count the kicks. We'll count up to the 4th kick. And what would be the 4th kick is the fill. But we'll play it with the tom there. 1, 2, ready and play. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that on the ride cymbal a few times. Same thing, but on the ride cymbal. 1, 2, ready and play. And 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, So let's try a routine where we're doing essentially the same thing, but we're going to trade between the hi-hat and the ride cymbal. So we'll play the groove on the hi-hat, do the fill, go to the ride cymbal, do the fill, go back to the hi-hat. But I'm going to actually add one extra challenge to it. When we're going to the ride cymbal, let's just play the complete fill on the snare drum only. But then when we're going from the ride cymbal back to the hi-hat, let's do the variation where we go to the tom. I'll count us off, but if you want to watch it as a demonstration, that's totally fine. And then just jump in as you can. So 1, 2, ready and play. And 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So since this video, we've focused on getting into the fill and getting back into the groove, I'm not going to do any more fills, but I will have a dedicated fills video where we just go crazy and throw in a bunch of ideas. So look out for that one. I hope you gained something from this, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and check back for more lessons. And please, if you can think of anybody else that's starting on drums, send them to these videos. Maybe they can learn with you. Happy drumming, and take care of yourselves.